Right now at 5, Kamala Harris and her newly minted running mate Tim Walz make a campaign stop in Eau Claire. And Donald Trump's running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, also speaking in the Chippewa Valley.
We're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is off tonight. The road to the White House ran through Eau Claire as both major parties had campaign events in the area today. Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance rallied his base. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris and her recent VP pick, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, spoke to their voters at the Eau Claire event district. News 8 Now's Allison Fergit is live in Eau Claire. And Allison, what can you tell us about the rallies?
Emily, it might not look like much now, but Midwestern Democrats turned out in large numbers to support the Harris-Walz ticket. Now, campaign officials report that more than 12,000 people came out in the heat to hear from the candidates. We spoke with some attendees who drove all the way up from Rockford, Illinois. We also met a couple who decided to come after seeing Governor Walz speak yesterday in Pennsylvania. Eau Claire residents at the event were excited that the campaign decided to stop in their city, saying they didn't expect Harris and Walz to visit their area.
Yeah, I am very surprised. Yeah, since Eau Claire is not a real populated area in Wisconsin, I feel very fortunate that she's in our city. I want to hear more about what they plan to do as, running mates and as president and vice president.
And that's what Harris and Walz focused their speeches on. Walz spoke about the need for common sense gun laws. Last year, he signed into law universal background checks in Minnesota. Both Walz and Harris also highlighted reproductive rights, with Harris saying if elected president, she'll do what she can to protect abortion access across the state and the nation. Now, of course, it wasn't just those two that were speaking today. Also, vice presidential candidate for the Republican Party, J.D. Vance, also speaking. He was at the aviation equipment manufacturer Woolard International, where he criticized the Biden-Harris administration's handling of issues like immigration, crime, and the economy. Vance started off his remarks joking that Air Force Two would soon be his to occupy and attacked Harris for her lack of press engagement.
And I went over there because I thought it might be nice to check out this plane that's going to be mine in a few months if we all take care of business, and I think we will. But mostly, actually, I wanted to go and say hello to the journalists who are traveling along with the vice president because I figured they must be lonely because Kamala Harris doesn't take any questions.
At a separate campaign event yesterday, Vance, a Marine veteran, criticized Governor Tim Walz's military record, stating he has not spent a day in combat zone. Now, Walz was also a part of the National Guard. While the two may disagree on many things, there is one place where they find common ground. They are both excited to debate each other, but no date has been officially announced. Now, both campaigns will be traveling to battleground states across the nation for the rest of the week. Reporting in Eau Claire, Allison Fergit. Emily, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Allison. A key witness is on the stand today in the second day of Nia Tao's retrial for murder. A 2023 trial ended with a hung jury. Tao is one of two accused of being the trigger man in a shooting that left 3 dead in a West Salem quarry in 2021. Yesterday, lawyers argued whether it was Tao or his co-defendant, Kamthaneth Rattanasak, who pulled the trigger. Today, the only living witness to the crime besides the pair, Bridget Schlicht, offered her input, referring to Tao by the name Kush and Rattanasak as Black.
What order did Black give to Kush?
That he better do this before he does.
What was going on when he said that?
He was handing Kush the gun.
Kush took the gun, then what happened?
Black got in the vehicle, and Kush walked back and forth a little bit, and then said "F it" and shot all 3 of them.
Rattanasak was sentenced to life in prison back in January. He accepted a plea deal to testify against Tao in the latest trial and is expected to testify again this time around. 3 others also testified today, including a firearm examiner. A woman who stole money from her job at a corner store in Eau Claire pleads guilty. Devin Becker pled guilty to one felony count of theft in a business setting in Eau Claire County Court today. In July, Becker was accused of stealing roughly $75,000 from the corner store in Eau Claire County. According to the criminal complaint, Becker admitted to taking the money to fund her addiction to cocaine and alcohol. She entered a guilty plea in exchange for a 16-year deferred prosecution agreement.
Overall, a very nice, pleasant day across the area, but we have clouds increasing because we do have a front coming through that'll bring some showers here later tonight and some much cooler air as we go into Thursday. But all right now, everywhere is dry, mid-70s, pretty much both locations. We'll kind of time it out. It should remain dry for Eau Claire, maybe a sprinkle later, closer to 9 or 10, but otherwise upper 60s with a light wind out of the south-southeast. Similar story for La Crosse. We'll see clouds thicken up and lowering as we go throughout the evening, but will remain dry through 10 p.m. with 70 degrees once again. There's that system, and a lot of that and on the radar is not actually reaching the ground quite yet. Too dry, but that will change. The main front is well to the west in western Minnesota. Overall, there's your showers, a few sprinkles potentially in some areas, but so far not a lot of that it is reaching the ground. If we kind of time it out for the next 3 hours, that's really what we see. A few sprinkles of showers, mainly Ladysmith or further west could see some of that. Otherwise, we will remain dry at least through 10. Now overnight, that line will be coming through here with a better shot as you go further north to see some measurable rain. Less as you go further south. Overall, warmer conditions with the cloud cover and the rain coming through, but that is going to change because summer is going to be gone here for a little bit. We'll kind of break down when it actually might come back and what those temperatures look like as we go to Friday and the weekend. All that coming up a bit later.
Hopefully not gone for too long though, right?
Not long, but it's going to be gone.
Okay, thank you, Greg. Winona State University is showing off their new ropes course today. The 45-foot high and 30-foot long course is on the Education Village campus. The high ropes course serves as both an academic resource and a center for physical wellness and promotes one of the university's founding goals of play in education.
Hope they get an opportunity to say, you know what, I'm going to set my phone down and I'm going to do something, and I'm going to do this challenging thing with people, and it's going to contribute to my growth and development.
Looks like a fun way to learn. Winona Area Public Schools also plan to use the course to expand their educational activities. Today, the Winona Public Library celebrates a major milestone with a block party. Today, the library celebrated its 125th anniversary along with the end of its summer reading program. The library opened in 1899 after William H. Laird donated $50,000 to construct a new building in Winona. The library is also registered as a historic place. The library director says the library remains a helpful resource for the community after all these years.
I think we are pretty resilient and a good group of brainstormers on staff. We're able to really meet the needs of the community. Whatever that need is, we can usually accommodate in some regard that makes sense for the community.
Attendees were treated to hot dogs, root beer floats, and a foam party. Debbie's destruction, an update on the tropical storm's damage to the East Coast when we come back.
Our son Trent overcame kidney disease and beat cancer. But when he injured his leg, he took what he thought was a pain pill.
It was laced with fentanyl, and it killed him. He was 23.
We reached out to Tammy Baldwin, but all we got back was a form letter.
Obviously, she doesn't care about families like ours. Our kids are dying from fentanyl pouring across our border.
And we can't trust Tammy Baldwin to stop it.
Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
La Crosse Painters is here to help you beautify your home. Our interior designer will help you pick the color or colors to make your house a perfect home. La Crosse Painters is now scheduling for interior winter projects. Contact us today and save 35% on your interior painting project and receive a free color consultation. La Crosse Painters, your full-service, friendly neighborhood painter. Contact us today.
Are you finding bathing and bathroom business has gotten more difficult? Bad hips, bad knees can pose a problem. Just getting up and down can be risky. There is a simple, affordable solution. In just a day or two, you can have a beautiful new walk-in shower, safe and easy to care for with grab bars, a handheld shower, and a seat if you like. Set an appointment with one of our designers to plan your new bath. Better products at lower prices because we care. The Board Store.
At Driven to Clean, our goal is fast, efficient cleaning of your trash bins and dumpsters. Our high-powered wash system and autonomous trucks kill almost 99% of all bin bacteria using 200-degree pressurized water to blast away germs and residue. We come the day after trash or recycling pickup for residential services and pre-schedule for commercial. Once completed, you'll have the cleanest bins around. Check out our plans and pricing at driventoclean.com.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
I'm the proud son of a single mom.
My mom worked nights to provide for us.
My mom worked 80 hours a week.
But Eric Hovde thinks if you have a single mom, you're going to be poor or a drug addict?
That is a direct path to a life of poverty. It leads to higher drug rates.
That just shows Eric Hovde is ignorant.
Come on, I'm successful today because of my mom.
I learned my work ethic from my mom, my single mom.
What is wrong with this guy?
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Tropical storm Debbie's destruction is far from over. Massive amounts of rain have flooded homes and businesses from Florida to the Carolinas. At least 6 deaths are blamed on the storm that's expected to make a second landfall tomorrow. Christian Benavides reports from Lumberton, North Carolina.
People in already waterlogged parts of South Carolina are bracing for a second visit from Debbie.
There's more to come, and I would just ask our residents to stay very attuned to the city website, to you guys, wherever they get their news and weather, to make sure they've got that latest.
The storm's deluge of rain flooded coastal communities in Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. Before moving over the Atlantic Ocean, a second landfall is expected early Thursday, possibly near Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. In Moncks Corner, South Carolina, property damage was extensive after Debbie spawned at least 2 tornadoes. While in Savannah, Georgia, crews have been rescuing stranded residents from flooded homes. Here in Lumberton, North Carolina, crews have reinforced this earth dam in anticipation of heavy rainfall. Back in 2016 and 2018, parts of the city were practically underwater after storms.
2.5 feet, about like here.
Business owner William Locklear showed us how high the water from Hurricane Matthew reached in 2016. You hear a storm is coming. What are you thinking?
I start panicking for one thing because I don't want to be out of my business. So we start getting prepared, getting sandbags, and things like that.
Debbie's full impact is expected in North Carolina late Wednesday into Thursday. After that, people in Virginia and parts north can expect the same soggy dose of unrelenting rain, causing misery for thousands in the southeast. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Lumberton, North Carolina.
Stuck in space. Updates on the astronauts stuck on the Starliner spacecraft in just a few minutes.
We got some showers tonight, maybe even for tomorrow morning, but you're going to notice the breezy conditions, and that's going to usher in some much cooler air. I'll break down what that means for your temperatures coming Friday and the weekend, coming up on your forecast update after the break.
We've all seen these ads by Senator Baldwin attacking me. She's lying to you. But that's what career politicians do when they get in trouble. The truth? I was born and live in Wisconsin. I've never run a nursing home. And of course I believe seniors should vote. The false attacks are going to keep coming because she has nothing to run on. Her record has failed us on inflation, the border, and crime. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message for this reason. It's time for change.
At Toma Health, we are proud to serve our community by providing exceptional health care.
My name is Penny Precourt. I am city attorney here in Toma and a private practitioner since 1995. I would highly recommend Toma Health without question. We have a great facility, and I think that what makes Toma Health the best is the employees that work there as well. It's truly, from my standpoint, a well-oiled machine from top to bottom, filled with people that care about what they're doing. Toma Health, caring for our community.
At River Valley Remodelers, we know that the bathroom is the most personal space in your house. That's why we don't come in with preconceived ideas or cookie-cutter installs. We'll sit down and talk with you about your needs and dreams. Whether it's a tub or shower or an entire bathroom design, we'll take the time to talk with you and get things just the way you want it. For a limited time, get a free shower door or a color upgrade with your shower purchase. So let's talk about the most personal room in your house. River Valley Remodelers. Improve your home, build our community.
Does your child have sleep disorders, ADHD, ADD, speech issues, or mouth breathing? These are a few symptoms of a myofunctional disorder. If left untreated, it can cause disrupted sleep, TMJ pain, snoring, and other health problems. At Allen Dental, our myofunctional therapist will develop a plan to retrain the face, mouth, and throat muscles, leading to better sleep, mouth alignment, and nasal breathing, which has so many benefits for overall health. Contact Allen Dental today to schedule your appointment.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Plans to bring home 2 NASA astronauts who docked at the International Space Station back in June remain up in the air. NASA says astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams may have to stay aboard the ISS until February if the Boeing Starliner that launched them there is deemed unsafe to fly them back to Earth. If NASA makes that call, the pair would return on SpaceX's Crew Dragon spacecraft, and the Starliner would eventually return without a crew. NASA says it's still weighing several options.
Anybody who ever saw the movie Apollo 13 knows that NASA always has a contingency plan, and they've been working on this one now for a couple of weeks. They haven't made a final decision yet. We expect one in the next week or two, so they can press ahead with one option or the other.
The astronauts lifted off aboard the Starliner on June 5th for what was billed as an 8-day mission, but problems with helium leaks and the spacecraft's thrusters have delayed their return. NASA officials say Wilmore and Williams are prepared to remain on the ISS for as long as needed. Well, back here in our region, the weather was pretty nice today, but I think we're getting a little too spoiled because it's going to start feeling more like fall by the end of the week. Let's send it over to Greg for the latest on that.
Well, some actually will like this forecast because they're looking forward to fall, and other ones that want the heat and humidity definitely aren't going to like this. But we do have some showers tonight coming through with a cold front that is associated with that cooler air that'll be coming behind it. These showers could linger on Thursday, maybe even a shower late Thursday afternoon. But then it's going to get breezy and much cooler as we go into Thursday afternoon, and then especially Thursday night into Friday, and that northwest wind will be going associated with it. Here's a system coming down with all that cooler air behind it that's up into Canada, over in Saskatchewan, Alberta. That is going to be coming behind it, but this little system will come through, not a very strong one in regards to a lot of moisture to work with or instability, so we're not expecting thunderstorms so much to come with it, but we'll have a few showers, a little sprinkles going on between now and 10. I think really more of the action will come after midnight. You can see pretty much widely scattered showers, better chance to go further north. I don't know if we'll see a rumble of thunder, but that could possibly happen as we go towards about 3 or 4. That's when I think Ladysmith and Eau Claire will see more of maybe an hour of some light rain or a couple hours. Could see a heavier shower up there. Meanwhile, south of the area, we're not going to see much in the way of activity probably until after 4, and then maybe 5. We'll see a little bit of showers come through during the morning commute, but I think most areas will remain dry, especially as you go into southwest Wisconsin or northeast Iowa. This activity continues to progress eastward. You'll start seeing the wind change behind it. We'll have some brief clearing behind it up in Eau Claire in those areas by the time we get to noon. Areas to the south will see that clearing more towards early afternoon hours, and then the cooler air will start arriving along with some more cloud cover as we go towards tomorrow evening for areas up to the north. That wind will be the story, although temperatures still getting into the 70s for most areas. And then tomorrow evening, maybe a sprinkle up to the north as that cooler air begins to arrive, but overall should remain dry, but the winds will be the story. Right now, we're just looking at about maybe 15 to 20 miles per hour in the early afternoon to late. Could see some higher gusts, higher elevations, but just gives you an indication that a northwest wind is going to be ushering that cooler air. We'll see the winds begin to die down a little bit overnight, but still a little bit breezy through the evening hours too. Overall, there's your cool air that'll begin to really just reside over the area behind that front as the jet begins to dip to the south of the area. And through the weekend, it's not going to change. The only thing, it might start pushing east, so we'll start seeing a little bit more in the way of 70s, maybe getting close to 80 for some areas by Sunday. And then next week, it's going to be a slow climb back up to maybe more mild conditions out west. But overall, we're not going to see any significant amount really heat. And you can see lots of blue on here, meaning below average. And this will continue across most of the Midwest. And heck, this will actually go into the northeast areas too, we go throughout the weekend too. So if you're looking for warm temperatures, it's not in store right now. But overall temperatures, graphic not showing up right now. We'll see the temperatures there. We start popping up with some 70s here. Once again, that shower action will be in the morning hour. Maybe as you go further north, you might see a little bit of shower going into the afternoon hour, but overall it should be quite dry as we go in there. And temperatures getting close to 70 for some areas, but that's probably the last time we'll see it here. We'll barely get 70 in La Crosse, but then 60s for most of the area Friday, and to the weekend looks dry, but more cool-like, and then we begin to kind of climb back up into the 80s. So fall-like temperatures.
We're going to have to whip out the flannel this
You're going to need the
weekend.
jackets at night for some of those nights too.
Oh boy. Okay. Thank you, Greg. Coral Reef Makeover, how a decommissioned train car is being reused as home for marine life. After the break.
Representatives from the USDA will be in town tomorrow to celebrate a local food program. Find out why our local YMCA's program is catching national attention when we see you at 5 a.m.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
Welcome to Washington, D.C. You got a bunch of loudmouth, preening politicians. It's absolute chaos. I'm Derek Van Orden, and after 26 years as a Navy SEAL, there's a few things that I learned. You stay on mission, you know what you're fighting for, and sometimes you gotta get a little dirty to finish the job. Let's go, kids. Not you. Not you. You. Let's go. I'm Derek Van Orden. And, I approve this message.
It just keeps getting worse.
These are telltale signs that water is shifting your foundation. But it's okay. We got it.
Oh, this is done growing in this house.
Okay.
Cracking drywall is just one sign your foundation is compromised, but you can. Put water back in its place with a free inspection from Innovative Basement Authority. And now receive no interest on any repairs if paid in full in 24 months. Call or go online today.
There's never been a better time to enjoy quality Smith Brothers sofas, sectionals, and chairs than right now during the annual Smith Brothers sale at Drury's in Fountain. You'll save on the latest sofa styles, stunning casual sectionals, and cozy chairs and recliners, even luxurious leather designs. Smith Brothers, made in America by skilled craftsmen dedicated to putting quality first. Plus, there's even special 24-month financing on all Smith Brothers furniture. Smith Brothers furniture at the best prices of the year, now at Drury's in Fountain.
Story of a kinesiotherapist who rehabbed his golf game.
I love golf. I have always played golf.
Until he started having some Mulligan-level foot pain.
Well, the golf game starts down with the feet, and if you don't have good support, you probably won't have a good golf swing.
So he got fitted for Good Feet arch supports.
It made a world of difference.
Any advice for your fellow Lynxmen?
2 words, the Good Feet store. How many words is that?
Try them for yourself with a free fitting at the Good Feet store.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
There's a positive update on a coral reef development project using old public transit rail cars. Take a look at this decommissioned rail car many feet deep in the Atlantic Ocean. The Metropolitan Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority, or MARTA, says 2 of its old rail cars are gradually developing into reef habitats for marine wildlife. What were once used to carry passengers around the Atlanta area are now being repurposed. 7 months ago, the cars were cleaned of hazardous materials and then inspected by the U.S. Coast Guard. After that, they were brought to a reef 2 square miles in size and deployed in water up to 65 feet deep, several miles off the coast of Georgia. Way to reuse a car. Okay, Greg will have one final look at your forecast when we come back.
When the classic flavors of bacon, lettuce, and tomato meet the classic goodness of Hardee's Frisco lineup, you get instant summer favorites. Introducing Hardee's Frisco BLT Angus Burger and Frisco BLT Hand-Breaded Chicken Sandwich.
We've all seen these ads by Senator Baldwin attacking me. She's lying to you. But that's what career politicians do when they get in trouble. The truth? I was born and live in Wisconsin. I've never run a nursing home. And of course I believe seniors should vote. The false attacks are going to keep coming because she has nothing to run on. Her record has failed us on inflation, the border, and crime. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message for this reason. It's time for change.
Where there's a flooded basement, musty crawl space, or wood rot, there's an answer. American Water Works. For more than 30 years, American Water Works has been solving homeowners' toughest waterproofing problems. Schedule your free inspection and estimate today.
What would Wesco look like in your home? This is Wesco in your living room. This is Wesco in your kitchen. In your bedroom, in your laundry room, even in your bathroom. Wouldn't you like Wesco in your home? Right now, save up to 25% off with discounts in every department. Wesco in Sparta, where white glove delivery and setup is always free. Tell them Peyton sent you.
Earn now, spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Blaine's Bucks event. Now through August 11th, rewards members earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $100 spent in store. Redeemable just like cash August 15th through the 28th. Start earning today on 40-pound bags of Blaine's Wild Bird Food, $16.99. Rewards members save an extra $2. Cadet Dog Treats, buy one, get one free for rewards members. Plus, get a free $5 gift card with every $50 pet purchase. Start earning Blaine's Bucks now to spend later at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
At Overhead Door Company, we repair any garage door and only install the best. Serving up to 100 miles outside of the Onalaska, Wisconsin area. When you need a door company you can trust with your life, call Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region.
The greatest meal deal for your buck? Hardee's Original Bag. Just $5.99. Loaded with your choice of 2 full-size favorites, plus fries and a drink. All for just $5.99. Hardee's. Goodness in the making.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
All right, there's your rain chances. Some will get wet tonight, especially as you go north of Eau Claire, less as you go further south, and then it quickly ends as we go into the morning hour. Otherwise, the bigger story is going to be the temperatures going into Friday. Many areas will not get out of the 60s, even mid-60s, so definitely more early October-like. We do modify a little bit for the weekend. It remains dry. That's the good news, and our temperatures will kind of climb closer to 80s as we get to next week. So overall, not bad, especially if you like the cooler conditions.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight at 5.